In front, the mountain face rises like a wall from behind a set of hillocks, similar to the one I am at present on. The face of the wall to the right and left has two dark clefts in it. The peak itself is not visible from where I am. It rises behind and beyond the wall. I stay taking compass bearings and looking for an easy way up for tomorrow. My men, by now, have missed their ma and are yelling for her dismally. And the night comes down with great rapidity, for we are in the shadow of the great mountain mass. So I go back into camp. Alas, how vain are often our most energetic efforts to remove our fellow creatures from temptation. I knew a Sunday down among the soldiers would be bad for my men, so came up here, and now, if you please, these men have been at the rum, because Bum, the headman, had been too done up to do anything but lie in his blanket and feed. Kifala is laying down the law with great detail and unction. Cook, who has been very low in his mind all day, is now weirdly cheerful and sings incoherently. The other boys, who want to go to sleep, threaten to burst him if he no finish. It is no good. Cook carols on, and soon succumbing to the irresistible charm of music, the other men have to join in the choruses. The performance goes on for another hour, growing woollier and woollier in tone, and then dying out in sleep. I write by the light of an insect-haunted lantern, sitting on the bed, which is tucked in among the trees some 20 yards away from the boys' fire. There is a bird whistling in a deep, rich note that I have never heard before. September 23rd. Morning gloriously fine. Rout the boys out and start at 7 with Sasu, Headman, Zena, Black Boy, Kifala, and Cook. The great southeast wall of the mountain in front of us is quite unflecked by cloud, and in the forest are thousands of bees. We notice that the tongues of the forest go up the mountain, in some places 100 yards or more above the true line of the belt. These tongues of forest get more and more heavily hung with lichen, and the trees thinner and more stunted towards their ends. I think that these tongues are always in place where the wind does not get full play. All those near our camping places on this southeast face are so. It is evidently not a matter of soil, for there is ample soil on this side above where the trees are, and then again on the western side of the mountain, the side facing the sea. The timber line is far higher up than on this. Nor again is it a matter of angle that makes the timber line here so low, for those forests on the Sierra del Crista are growing more luxuriant over far steeper grades. There is some peculiar local condition just here evidently, or the forest would be up to the bottom of the wall of the crater. I am not unreasonable enough to expect it to grow on that, but its conduct in staying where it does requires explanation. We clamber up into the long jungle grass region and go on our way across a series of steep-sided, rounded grass hillocks, each of which is separated from the other by dry, rocky watercourses. The effects produced by the seed ears of long grass round us are very beautiful. They look a golden brown, and each ear and leaf is gemmed with dewdrops, and those of the grass on the sides of the hillocks at a little distance off shows a soft pink brown. After a half an hour's climb, when we are close at the base of the wall, I observe the man ahead halting, and coming up with them I find Monrovia's boy down a hole, a little deep blowhole in which, I am informed, water is supposed to be. But Monrovia soon reports, "No live." I now find we have not a drop of water, either with us or in camp, and now this hole has proved dry. There is, says the sergeant, no chance of getting any more water on this side of the mountain, save down at the river at Buena. This means failure unless tackled, and it is evidently a trick played on me by the boys, who intentionally failed to let me know of this want of water before leaving Buena, where it seems they have all learnt it. I express my opinion of them in 4 words and send Morovia boy, who I know is to be trusted, back to Buena with a scribbled note to Herr Lieber asking him to send me up 2 demijohns of water. I send Cook with him as far as the camp in the forest we have just left, with orders to bring up 3 bottles of soda water I have left there, and to instruct the men there that as soon as the water arrives from Buena, they are to bring it on up to the camp I mean to make at the top of the wall. The men are sulky, and Sasu, Peter, Kifala, and Headman say they will wait and come on as soon as Cook brings the soda water, and I go on, and presently see Zena and Black Boy are following me. We get on to the intervening hillocks and commence to ascend the face of the wall. The angle of this wall is great, and its appearance from below is impressive from its enormous breadth and its abrupt rise without bend or droop for a good 2,000 feet into the air. It is covered with short yellowish grass through which the burnt-up scoriaceous lava rock protrudes in rough masses. I got on up the wall, which when you are on it, it is not so perpendicular as it looks from below, my desire being to see what sort of country there was on top of it, between it and the final peak. Sasu had reported to Herr Lieber that it was a wilderness of rock, in which it would be impossible to fix a tent, and spoke vaguely of caves. Here and there on the way up I come to holes, similar to the ones my men have been down for water. I suppose these holes have been caused by gases from an under-hot layer of lava bursting up through the upper cool layer. As I get higher, the grass becomes shorter and more sparse, and the rocks more ostentatiously displayed. Here and there among them are sadly tried bushes, bearing a beautiful yellow flower like a large yellow wild rose, only scentless. It is not a rose at all, I may remark. The ground, where there is any basin made by the rocks, grows a great sedum, with a grand head of whitey pink flower, also a tall herb with soft downy leaves, silver gray in color, and having very pleasant aromatic scent, and here and there patches of good honest parsley. Bright blue, flannelly looking flowers stud the grass in sheltered places, and a very pretty large green orchid is plentiful. Above us is a bright blue sky with white cloud rushing hurriedly across it to the northeast, and a fierce sun. When I am about halfway up, I think of those boys, and, wanting rest, sit down by an inviting-looking rock grotto with a patch of yellow-flowered shrub growing on its top. Inside it grows little ferns and mosses, all damp, but alas, no water. No water pool, and very badly I want water by this time.